Okay, everybody. So I just wanted to go over some notes regarding the grading for your research articles. So the reason why I'm having you do this is so you can get a head start on your lit review. So if I don't do this, I find that students wait until sometimes a week before the literature review is due, and they have to read 6 of these articles, right? Right before the paper is due. You all know by now how long it takes to read a research article, right? So the goal is to get you kind of set up and ready to write that lit review, right? The lit review isn't due yet. We have to do the method and then the results. So we're kind of playing the long game right now. We're getting ready, right? Um, so I want to review some key things with you. First, I want to know is that if you received full points for the article and your notes, that doesn't mean that you can use this article for your lit review. That means you did the assignment. You found a peer-reviewed article and you did your notes, right? I wasn't picky with the notes as long as I saw you engaging with the material, writing your notes. I gave you the full points. If you didn't follow the directions, then you lost some points. But look at the comment I left. The comment will let you know whether this article works for your lit review or not, or if I have some reservations about the article working. Pretty much if I said, I don't think this article will work for your lit review, or this article may not work for your lit review, then don't use it for your lit review. That's me telling you, don't use it. It doesn't fit your topic. You're going to have to find a new article. So keep that in mind. For some of you, there was an article where I could see it working if you connected it. So in that case, you have to do the work to show me when we get to the lit review how this article fits with your topic. Okay, now keep in mind for your lit review, any new articles you add, you don't have to do these notes again, right? But hopefully going through this process will help get you some notes on some articles and help you realize you shouldn't wait until the week before to start this, right? So anyways, let me go into some key things I do want to point out. So I want to point out that when you're reading the article, okay, I saw some people in the notes, they were using the exact language being used by the authors in their summary of the findings. You want to move away from that. You want to translate their findings and how they wrote it for me to understand, right? I haven't read the article. So if you're using their technical language, it's not I'm not going to understand what the finding is. So it's your work to kind of translate it into not everyday speak, but more streamlined writing, right? So don't use their exact terminologies unless you explain what the terminology means. Focus on kind of getting the main finding. What is the main finding? What is it that they found? Focus on that, and that should be really the main focus of your notes, right? So in reading the article, I'm not going to go over all the details, but I would say either read the abstract first, then discussion, and then kind of dig deeper from there if you don't understand the findings. Don't get stuck on the stats, right? See if you can read these different sections and kind of get an overall idea of what was found. And then if you find you're spending way too much time on the articles, try this method. Set a 10-minute timer, or actually, no, do a 20-minute timer. See if in 20 minutes you can figure out what they found in this article. So don't read it like you do a book. Search through the article, look around. On Mac, you could do Command F. So search through the document, looking for different terms that might indicate the finding, right? And see if those 20 minutes you can find out what they found, and hopefully this pressure and kind of limiting your time with the article to 20 minutes will kind of make you kind of figure out the findings and search in a more targeted way, right? If you read it like you do a book from beginning to end, you're going to take forever. And that is a strategy you can use, but I would say only dig deeper when you've read the abstract discussion section and you're still like, I'm still not clear on what they found, right? Then you might look at the tables, figures, and then if you have questions about the stats, most of you you wouldn't do this, right? But most, if you have questions about the stats and you're a researcher, that's when you dig into the results section. For most of you, you're looking into different sections. Now, keep in mind that the main, let me actually go to the results of this paper. I'm going to go to the discussion section. So those are the results, right? Here's where you have all the stats. That's not what I mean. I mean, let's go to the discussion section and read through this, which summarizes the findings, and you're going to focus on this to figure out, well, what is it that this article found and the abstract. What I don't want to see is focusing on summarizing the literature review of that paper. This section at the beginning, where they're talking about what we know about growth mindset, what has been previously found, this is their lit review. When you're citing a paper, so if I'm citing this paper, I'm not citing them for their lit review, right? I want to cite them for what they found in their actual study. So keep that in mind. When you're citing your papers, you're not citing them based on what they talked about in their lit review. Here, you're citing them only, whoops, I opened another app by accident. Okay, that little thing keeps popping up. Okay, so you're citing them based on their findings, right? Only. If you find something interesting related to your paper in the lit review, at the beginning, right? Like that's completely related to what I'm doing. What do you mean, Dr. I? Why should I not cite this? Well, if you find an article that's completely related to your paper, let's say this one here, Dweck 2000. That's actually the person that coined mindset. That did the initial research on mindset. So let's say you found it was like completely related to your topic. Okay, great. Then go to the reference section, Dweck 2000. Give me a second and let me scroll down all the way. Here I go, scrolling. Here I am. Look for Dweck 2000. Here it is. Okay, then look up that original source. This is actually a book, so you can't use it as one of your 6 main articles. So you're going to have 6 articles required for your lit review. But you know what? If you want to include a 7th reference, you can do that, right? So you can include more than 6 references. You can include an additional reference that's not a peer-reviewed journal article, like a book or a chapter. But it won't count towards your 6, but it will make you have a richer paper. So keep in mind, you're citing an article based on their main findings, not based on their lit review. If you find something interesting in the lit review, look it up. If I tell you that article, you probably don't want to use it, I would recommend not using it, don't use it, then when we get to the lit review, keep that in mind that you cannot use that article. Or if you do, you're going to lose points. So I've warned you, but at the same time, I'm here to help, right? So you got the points for the submission. Look at my feedback, see what I said. If anything's not clear, reach out to me. If you can't find an article, come to office hours or go to the CSUN library. They have a section called Ask a Librarian, and they can help you find an article. You could tell them, this is the assignment I'm working on. My professor is being a great professor, and he's making it, these requirements are making it difficult for me to find an article. Can you help me? Here's my topic. I'm kind of lost. So in that situation, they're able to help you. They're able to kind of help you interpret the topic and help you find articles that are related. Now, I also have, let me bring this up. I was originally going to do this as an email, but I decided to do a quick video instead. So when you're searching for articles, you do kind of have to determine, is it related to my topic, right? So I've given you some advice on that, but again, kind of open yourself up to using different terms. So for example, if you're looking at family responsibility or future expected care of parents, look up elders, caregivers, cultural socialization. As you start looking, look out for different terms you see popping up. So for those of you working with Latina, Latinos, Latinx participants, you found familism, right? Or you eventually will find familism. Okay, then start using this new term you learned about. It's kind of part of the research process. I can't give you every single term that you need to know to find research on all your topics, because different researchers use different terms. But be creative. Look at what other people are using. When you find that one article, see what terms they're using. Um, for example, for the harassment one, bullying, cyberbullying, um, sexism, racism, right? Think of different terms that you might find. For the last option, that's focusing on recall of a video that participants watch, um, memory, recall, learning, simulation, online courses, Zoom, right? So think of different terms you can include, but then also don't go too broad. If that article, again, their main findings, the results, not what they talk about in the lit review at the beginning, their results, right? If those results don't connect to your research topic, your research project focus, if you can't tell me how it connects, then you shouldn't use it, right? If you were standing in front of me and I asked you, okay, how does this article, the findings in this article, how do they connect to your topic, and you can't explain it to me, then that's a sign that this is probably not a good article. But again, we're here for you, so reach out. Let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, that's the end.